Because and that's the sad part is there are still people out there that will never read your response. That's the shitty part.
Totally.
But good for you for putting it out there and being as detailed as you were.
Trying, man. We're trying.
Isn't there some kind of like weird legal, like if you say that this business is a scam, I mean, there's like got to be some kind of line where
there is. The trouble is that she's from Canada, and so we could petition TripAdvisor to remove it, and we have, but it's totally up to them. They've got every power in this situation. And just like Yelp, they want to incentivize you to be a premium pro double deluxe member to push the bad reviews down and the good ones up. They won't ever edit a review, but they'll change the filter.
Right.
I think I've written a dozen TripAdvisors in my life. I found out my SC at HP was like the king of, and I found him because he told me, he goes, I'm never going to tell you it's kind of like Randy with Twitter.
Finding you on Reddit?
Finding me on Reddit, yeah. And he does it. I'm like, God damn it, Randy. But I found him because we stayed at the same resort, and I just looked up that resort, and it was really easy to find. But I always do it as like a tips thing. Like, hey, I'm not going to tell you how I like this place because you don't care how I liked it. Here's some tips and tricks to get you through this place a little quicker than, the stuff that I learned. That's what I think TripAdvisor is or should be. Not like,
totally.
I didn't like the pork chops. Well, maybe I freaking think they're the best pork chops I ever had.
Yeah, pork chops are subjective.
Right. But,
I heard a concept for an app like maybe 10 years ago where you would pick your 5 favorite things in a category. It never came to fruition, but like just the positive end. Like, okay, so you don't like this restaurant. Fine. What are the 5 you do like? Like, instead of like trashing one, just because like these small businesses are made with blood, sweat, and tears, people's savings. Yeah. And like one person's crappy review, true or not, can like put people out of work.
We talk about this all the time. This Sebastian Maniscalco, one of my favorite comedians, the newer comedians. He goes, whatever happened to just going like salmon sucks, let's get the F out of here.
Right.
Like it's just now you got to go home and type on your computer. Like, for what?
Well, it is. I mean, and that's a key thing. I mean, especially with as many startups as around and as many small businesses are here in the area, that shit does matter, and it is something that people pay attention to. Whether they're checking it out on Facebook or they're checking it out on Yelp or they're checking it out wherever else. That has some weight behind it.
You give me at Rochester Chop how many guys went up to the manager and said, "Jeremy, the food is great," versus how many people go, "I ordered a cabinet Coke, you gave me a Jack and Coke, and I want to take it off the bill." I bet you it's 20-1 the other way.
Oh, absolutely. The whiners, yeah, absolutely.
That's why I always make it like. And Bo's trying to explain to the couple like, "Oh, Bob always does this. He always tries to say like, hey, it was nice." And I go because no one else does it.
Yeah,
it's not. It drives me bananas.
I think 80% of my Yelp reviews are 5-star reviews. 100% of my TripAdvisor reviews are 5-star. Because I basically, when I travel, I'm like, these are the things that you should see when you're in Palawan, Philippines, or in Tokyo, Japan.
For sure.
I don't give shitty reviews because there's enough shitty things out there that just kind of...
Our strategy now is just to incentivize people who've had good experiences to share them. If you've had a bad experience, like, come see us. Like, we're going to fix it. We're going to make it right.
Because bitching about it on the internet's not going to fix a freaking thing.
It won't. Nope. Totally not. We don't really do discount codes, but we want to see if they work. And so if you use discount code Applebee's on our website, it'll get you 20% off any experience you buy before the end of July. Like, you can buy it now and then use it whenever.
Awesome.
So
put that on Twitter, Randy. You want that published?
I'm writing that.
Yeah, do it up.
Detroit Applebee's or just Applebee's?
Just Applebee's.
So
I just want to be simple.
Here's the thing. They made me so sick I didn't go back and I did not write a 1-star review. You know this.
Oh, that's right. You were crapping your brains out
for 3 days.
In peace.
We just didn't go back. That's humanity.
That's how it works.
Right.
The restaurant slows down a little. You don't go online and
I would have been a regular there every Monday night for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Or at least until we moved here.
Right. Exactly.
So for those that don't know then, I mean, obviously, we talked about the Drunks of Antiquity tour. Yeah. What other kind of experiences do you have out there?
So Josh here, the creative director, we're working on a bunch of different experiences. We're doing like a local eats one. We're going to 4 of the oldest eateries in the city. You get to meet the people behind it, see
now that Roma's is gone, where's that?
I know, that was actually on the list, and I was like, take it off the list, Josh. Roma's is out.
It's not gone. Apparently, the chef is taking over, and it's just coming under a new name.
Well, and they're supposedly like updating the decor and the menu a little bit.
Well, then,
it's not going to be the same old like Roma buffet.
Everyone liked it like that.
I loved it that way.
I know.
I used to think that place was crazy fancy as a kid. Like, we're going to Roma. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like someone must have died or got married.
That was Roger's Roost for me as a kid.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I valeted there once for a dirty show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was close.
That's a life experience to have.
Yeah, I guess. That's my experience with it, really.
But we got that one. We're doing a cool local music thing. We're trying to work on a shuttle, actually, that's going to run from Campus Martius to the riverfront to the Belle Isle Beach, and it'll be totally free. We're trying to get some support around that right now, because there's a lot of families that like don't go to Belle Isle Beach. They don't get out of the city. They don't get to see that whole stretch there.
It's just kind of difficult to get to.
Yeah.
It's quite the long little jog down Jefferson to get to the bridge.
And so instead of making it, $15-20 or whatever it costs to run it, we're trying to get a couple sponsors to run it through the summer, see how it does. So that's something we're working on right now.
So I guess I don't know how we didn't ask this question. I don't know how we haven't asked this question yet. What's your take on the Q line?
Oh, the Q line. So what's funny is I actually founded this company being frustrated about the Q line coming up and then crashing. Like, I want more transit in the city, and I thought it'd be a good start. It's a little shuttle. It's not a big deal, but it's a good start to the transit discussion. It got some funding. I actually wrote it for the first time like 4 days ago. You'd think I'd ride it on launch day.
Right.
I just didn't. It works really well in that stretch right there. Like, I gave some people some advice on how to use it, because there was like an old timer tooling around with a walker, and he had to get up Woodward, and I was like, just take the train. It's free, through the end of July. He thought that was awesome. It's comfortable. It's fast.
But like I joke, I can get downtown quicker from Auburn Hills than I can taking the Q line from Milwaukee to.
Well, there's two problems with the Q line right now. One is that they haven't hung a lot of the catenary wires yet, so it has to sit and charge. So they got the project out before it was really done. And so what it's supposed to be is on wire for part of the trip, and then charging, while it's on those wires, and then run wireless off that. But because the wires aren't up, it has to sit and charge. So that's one of the problems that's happening right now.
What's going to happen when the Wings play?
Well, they'll probably have the wires up before.
Oh my! It's going to be a nightmare when that.
It's going to be disgusting in there. It's going to be really gross.
Well, it's not. I mean, have you seen the BuzzFeed article about New York Transit these days? It can't nearly be as.
Oh, it's garbage.
Oh my God, that's. I couldn't. So when we complain about our little transit woes in Detroit,
yeah,
we got nothing on New York right now.
Well, the one thing I hate about the Q line is the gratuitous advertising at every stop. Every single stop, it's like the Henry Ford Health System stop, improving your blah blah blah, like every single stop. And so, like, if you actually use this thing to commute, I think it'll drive you nuts. Like, you'll actually leave insane.
Well, yeah, because every stop is sponsored. Every stop
thoroughly
is
sponsored. And it's just not transit. Transit is supposed to be like a public, like, corporate free kind of thing. I get that they funded it.
It should just be, like everywhere else.
Or at least promoting the local. But hey,
Do you work for the MTA?
Really good.
We're stopping here. Hopcat to the left, Majestic to the right, or
Right. But it's like Hap and Henry Ford and the Quicken and
I think my favorite thing is they got these really like fancy, flashy Google Maps looking digital displays at every stop that illustrate the route. So it's like this really detailed, beautiful map for this straight red line.
3 mile line. Yeah.
right. It says like this route, Q line.
This route.
With the inevitable code error with variables displaying.
Oh, yeah.
I did the trains in Tokyo, and it's like 5 stories of trains, different that would go like different speeds, different levels, and like. I don't speak Japanese, and I made it through, and it's like
it's a really clean, beautiful system. I just got back from Japan a couple months ago.
Yeah,
the subway's incredible there.
For not speaking, I can't believe I made it.
Yeah,
those machines, though, I sat and screwed with that damn subway machine for like 20 minutes.
Ticket?
Yes,
did your ticket get caught in the
built in the 1980s, and it's all in Japanese.
But they got the guy with the funny hat and the light wand to help you out, though.
He's gonna wave his wand at you.
Ticket gets stuck. He like bangs on it a little. I mean, things in America is a lot.
That's a story. Did you read the story about Akihabara District? Have you ever been there?
Yeah, Akihabara. Yeah.
Did you hear about the VR porn festival they had there? They
were gearing up for it when I was there.
There was a line.
Are you surprised at all?
No.
Like a zero surprise.
No.
Well, no, with every story.
I'm not going to public to do VR porn.
But every story that we've talked about over the past, 2 years, where how the sex doll industry, the VR porn industry, and how more it's. I mean, that's where it's all at.
It starts and finishes technology. No pun intended.
In the most repressed culture, probably. Right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the best follow-at-home exercise that I've ever found online. Is if you go on Google Trends and you look up tentacle porn. The day that cable got cut across the Pacific, the search volume drops to like 0 and then comes way up beyond what it was. It's the best like beauty and data I've ever seen in my
Pornhub
life.
analytics are kind of the best thing ever.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl ones are like it just tells you everything you need to know about humanity, like more than anything.
Well, it's like we had the story either last week or the week before, where the guy went into basically YouPorn and RedTube and got in Google and got all of their search results and started breaking it down by gender and demographic and just that his whole theory was like basically, if everybody's porn results were just released at once, like it'd be embarrassing for like 30 seconds, but then maybe we could actually all just do the shit that we want to do.
That's like a Black Mirror episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if it floated over your head? I mean, it's like, oh, cool, you're into that? Awesome. Whatevs.
No.
Internet usage, drop it to 0.
So I guess going back to let's go back to the Detroit
We
bus
really
company.
went around the block for a second.
We did a little bit.
Got all the way to tentacle porn.
Yeah, in
turned
Tokyo.
Right around.
What's coming up Detroit Bus Company as far as tours are going?
Well, the food one is actually the one that we're working to launch like this week. We haven't announced it or talked about it at all.
You're the first
but
people.
we're among fine friends. So yeah, we're going to get that out probably by the weekend. We're doing a weird thing we're going to announce this week with our friends at Mopop, which we'll announce on our Facebook page, but you'll want to watch that. It's actually like a technology experiment that I'm both excited and kind of terrified.
Cool.
We were trying to rate different projectiles, actually, for this thing, like high speed
High velocity things.
projectiles.
To shoot. Yeah.
So it'll be really good on our
I'm
Facebook
intrigued.
page. Yeah.
So I'm just throwing this out there. If you ever want to do a happy hour at Detroit Applebee's, we're game. We're always game. Just say the word.
46 people on a bus crushing Detroit Applebee's.
We'll say it. Oh,
That place is always busy.
We've talked about it. We
hipster
need a
Applebee's.
good like IT and the D or like podcast Detroit bar crawl.
Do
we
it.
really, really do.
We got you.
no, it's just going to be Detroit Applebee's, and that's it.
The bus just
One
parks there.
stop.
One stop.
The bus
It's
is
a
just
big
a
enough
bathroom
lot.
in the parking lot.
I went on a bar crawl with David. I'm never going to do it again because it was like 16 bars for like 12 hours.
Oh,
We went to
no.
5 bars.
And it was like you just wanted to just stab yourself
The
with
Ho
a
Chi Minh Trail.
pre Uber.
We went to 5 bars.
So like, let me out of this thing.
4 hours is people's max. We found. Like
so-
at the end of that, they're dying.
Drinking at a bowling alley at the end of like, make it stop.
And, on our art buses, you can drink on them. So, between the bars, it just
Some people
Next
show
level.
up to the tour like
already
flying.
Yeah, they carry
Yeah.
on their coolers, their Coleman camping
My next
coolers.
thing, if you guys are in, we will joint venture partner with you, is to chop the top off that sumbitch and destroy
We're
the
ready.
pedal pub business because I don't want to bike when I drink. I just want to drink.
Well-
and so I can go on the bus with a chop top and go like they do on the pedal pubs and drink my cans of Pabst.
Bob is a woo girl.
What,
We can
what's
flip
that
the
sound
seats,
again?
too, so it's a train.
And
Yeah.
drink that can. That's all you hear. I was at the Detroit Seafood Company having dinner, and all of a sudden you hear, woo, 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 woo. And I go,
Seafood
what in the blue hell? And it's a pedal pub, like 16 people going, chugga, 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 chugga. Well, like,
No, it's like 4 people pedaling their asses off,
and then 4
10
people
doing
not.
nothing.
Yeah. That's the thing. I go, I don't want to pedal while I drink. Can I just sit at the bar? So, like, I think Detroit bus companies should compete with the pedal pubs, chop the top, everybody go, woo, and then you drink your Pabst or whatever the hell you want to drink.
I think
and
we
then,
get behind them and push them up to 70 miles an hour. It's really like
Oh. Everyone gets megaphones. What do you call it? You can't call it a pedal pub. What do you call it? The bus?
The non-pedal pub.
non
Not pedal
the
pub.
diesel pub.
the sit pub.
The guys in Chesterfield might get cranky.
Oh yeah, that's
There's no
right.
diesel.
That's concert lounge.
We just saw a company called the Michigan Bus Company cruising around Comerica Park.
Oh.
And yeah, it didn't seem very original. It's got a very similar kind of aesthetic.
Andy, I got an
same
idea.
font,
No.
everything. The Auburn
Call
Hills
it the
Bus
Double
Company.
Dutch Bus, and you play Double Dutch Bus on repeat.
Yeah.
The
That's our
whole trip.
That's our hold
is-
music. It is really. I promise. People actually ask to get put back on hold. They're like, I haven't heard that song for years.
I drop my kids off at school on Fridays to Friday by Rebecca Black, and then Double Dutch Bus, full blast, windows down,
Yep.
lock them.
Yep.
I feel like okay, but you'd have like every now and then you'd have to interject like the Magic School Bus theme song.
No. Every now and then it's Richard Cheese Friday instead of Rebecca
boy.
Black. But Double Dutch Bus is always in
Heavy rotation.
yeah. So is DoubleDutchBus.com taken? We should. Let's make that.
has to be.
No, let's make that a
It
thing.
has to be. I mean, doubledutchbus.pizza probably isn't taken.
Let's make it that then.
.co.
That's going to be.
We've been buying a lot of Afghanistan designation.
Oh yeah, because there's the .af, which is just the best one.
Right.
So I've got Detroit.af, I've got Detroit.sexy, Detroit.cat, Detroit.dog. I don't know what these things are going to become, but we own them.
Amazing.
Doing business with Afghanistan is pretty funny, though. You need to actually sign a contract digitally with the Afghanistan Communications Department to get a .af.
Can you get I'm drunk.af? I want that.
Sure, it's available.
Get on Gandhi. Get it done.
You got the contract. You'll be my